Today, potatoes are everywhere. Fries, chips, mashed potatoes. But did you know that just a few centuries ago, people were terrified of them? That's right. In Europe, potatoes were once considered poisonous, cursed, and even linked to witchcraft. Some farmers refused to plant them, while others believed they caused leprosy. Imagine rejecting French fries because you thought they were evil. So how did this so-called devil's vegetable become one of the most popular foods on the planet? Enter Antoine-Augustin Parmentier, a French scientist with a brilliant plan. He wanted to convince people that potatoes were not only safe, but actually delicious. Instead of just telling people to eat them, he did something clever. He planted a huge potato field and hired armed guards to protect it. This made people think the crop was extremely valuable. At night, when the guards were gone, locals sneaked in, stole the potatoes, and started growing them themselves. And just like that, potatoes became a staple food. Fast forward to today, and potatoes feed billions of people worldwide. So the next time you enjoy a bowl of fries, remember, it took a little reverse psychology to get us here. But potatoes are just one example of how food has shaped history. Have you ever wondered what's actually in your food, why we eat what we eat, and what are the biggest myths about nutrition? In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about food, its history, how your body uses it, and some surprising facts that might change the way you look at your plate. And of course, before we dive in, let's see how much you already know. Time for a quick test. Before we dive into the world of food, let's see how much you already know. This test will determine your food knowledge level. Are you just starting out, or are you a true culinary expert? Here's how it works. Potato level. You know the basics. If it's on your plate, you recognize it. Probably. Avocado level. You've got some solid food knowledge. You know what's in your meals, but can you separate fact from fiction? Truffle level. You understand food on another level. Ingredients, history, nutrition, you know it all. A true food connoisseur. Answer the questions, keep track of your correct answers, and let's find out where you stand. Potato level. What is the main ingredient in traditional Italian pasta? Flour and water, eggs and milk, rice and soy, corn and sugar. What food is known as the king of fruits and has a strong smell? Mango, durian, pineapple, papaya. What type of food is honey? Dairy, protein, natural sugar, grain. Avocado level. What gives red tomatoes their color and is considered a powerful antioxidant? Lycopene, carotene, flavonoids, chlorophyll. What is umami? A Japanese rice dish, a type of sweetener, a basic taste, a fermentation process. How is dark chocolate different from milk chocolate? It has a higher cocoa content and less sugar. It melts faster in hot temperatures. It contains more dairy fat. It is naturally sweeter. Truffle level. Which of these foods is technically a flour? Broccoli, carrot, peanut, avocado. What is the rare and expensive delicacy known as white gold in the culinary world? Saffron, white truffle, beluga caviar, matsutake mushroom. What process is used to make cheese aged and flavorful over time? Fermentation, pasteurization, emulsification, distillation. That's it. Count your correct answers and see where you stand. 0 to 3 correct answers. No worries. Everyone starts somewhere. This video will give you a solid understanding of food basics. 4 to 6 correct answers. You know quite a bit, but there's still more to discover. Let's fill in the gaps. 7 to 9 correct answers. You're a true food expert. Either you're a chef or you spend way too much time reading food labels. No matter your score, by the end of this video, you'll know even more. Let's get into it. If you could time travel and sit down for dinner with people from different eras, you'd see just how much our diets have changed. So let's take a quick trip through history and see how we went from hunting mammoths to ordering takeout. Prehistoric diet, the hunter-gatherers. 20,000 years ago, there were no grocery stores, no fast food, just meat, berries, nuts, and roots. Your dinner depended on how fast you could run or how lucky you were at finding food. Cooking, fire. That's it. Ancient civilizations. The first farms. Around 10,000 years ago, humans got tired of chasing their meals and started farming. Wheat, rice, and barley became staples. Egyptians ate bread, onions, and beer. Yes, beer for breakfast. Greeks loved olives and wine, while Romans turned food into a status symbol with over-the-top feasts. The Middle Ages. Spices and survival. Your diet depended on your status. Peasants ate grains and vegetables, while the wealthy indulged in roast meats and exotic spices. Salt was as valuable as gold. It kept food from spoiling before refrigeration. The Industrial Revolution. Food goes mass-produced. Machines changed everything. Canned food, refined sugar, and processed grains became widely available. For the first time, convenience mattered more than freshness. Modern diets. More choices, more problems. Now, we can eat sushi in the desert and burgers at 3 a.m. But with more processed foods and sugar, our diets have changed in ways that aren't always great. So, what's next? Lab-grown meat? 3D printed pizza? One thing's for sure, food will keep evolving, just like it always has. Now let's break down what's actually in our food today. Food is more than just something we eat. It's fuel, information, and chemistry all in one. Every bite you take sets off a chain reaction in your body, keeping you alive, energized, and functioning. But what's actually happening when we eat? Let's break it down. Macronutrients, the big three. All food is made up of three main components: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Think of them as different types of fuel. Carbs are like gasoline. They burn fast and give you quick energy, found in bread, rice, fruits, and sugar. Fats are like a slow-burning fireplace. They keep you going for longer and store energy for later, found in oils, nuts, dairy, and avocados. Proteins are the building blocks. They help repair muscles, grow tissues, and keep your body strong, found in meat, fish, eggs, beans, and tofu. Micronutrients, the tiny essentials. Vitamins and minerals don't give you energy, but they keep everything running smoothly. Some of the big ones include vitamin C, boosts your immune system, found in citrus fruits. Calcium, strengthens bones, found in dairy and leafy greens. Iron, helps your blood carry oxygen, found in red meat and spinach. Without these, your body starts breaking down in ways you don't want. Why we feel hungry and full. Ever wonder why you suddenly crave food? That's your brain and hormones at work. Hunger is triggered by ghrelin, a hormone that tells your brain, time to eat. Fullness comes from leptin, which signals, we're good, stop eating. Sugar and fast food can trick your brain, making you crave more even when you don't need it. What happens after you eat? The moment you swallow food, your body breaks it down into usable parts. Carbs become glucose for energy, proteins turn into amino acids for repairs, and fats are stored for later use. In short, food isn't just about taste. It's chemistry in action. Now that we know what's inside our food, let's take a look at the most popular foods around the world. Food is personal. Everyone has their favorites. But have you ever wondered what the most popular foods in the world are? Or which foods pack the most nutrients? Let's break it down. Top 5 most popular foods worldwide. These are the foods people eat the most across the globe. Rice, a staple for over half the world's population. Bread, found in almost every culture, from baguettes to naan. Potatoes, fries, chips, mashed, enough said. Pasta, Italy's greatest export, after pizza. Chicken, a go-to protein in nearly every cuisine. Top 5 foods highest in protein. Eggs, the ultimate protein powerhouse. Chicken breast, a favorite for athletes. Lentils, a plant-based protein loaded with fiber. Salmon, high in protein and omega-3s. Tofu, a great option for vegetarians. Top 5 foods, richest in vitamins. Spinach, packed with vitamins A, C, and K. Sweet potatoes, a top source of vitamin A. Bell peppers, one of the best sources of vitamin C. Almonds, loaded with vitamin E. Liver, not for everyone, but insanely rich in vitamins. Now, your turn. What's in your personal top 5? Drop it in the comments. Next, let's separate food facts from fiction in a game of myth busting. There's a lot of misinformation about food. Some myths have been around for centuries, while others popped up thanks to the internet. Let's clear things up. Myth number 1, sugar makes kids hyper. Parents everywhere will tell you their kid turns into a tornado after eating candy, but studies show that sugar doesn't actually cause hyperactivity. The effect is more psychological. Kids get excited at birthday parties and special events where they usually eat sweets. Myth number 2, microwaving food destroys nutrients. Not true. Microwaving actually preserves more nutrients than boiling because it cooks food faster and with less water. If anything, tossing your veggies into a pot of boiling water is worse for their vitamin content. Myth number 3, frozen fruits and veggies are less healthy than fresh ones. Wrong again. Frozen produce is often just as nutritious as fresh, sometimes even more. Why? because it's frozen right after harvest, locking in nutrients. Fresh produce, on the other hand, loses vitamins during transport and storage. Myth number 4. You need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. This is an oversimplification. Your water needs depend on your body, activity level, and climate. Plus, food provides a lot of hydration. Fruits, vegetables, and even coffee contribute to your daily intake. Myth number 5. Eating after 6 p.m. makes you gain weight. Weight gain isn't about the time you eat. It's about how many calories you consume overall. Your body doesn't magically store fat at night. What matters is your total daily intake and activity level. Food myths can be convincing, but science wins in the end. Now, let's talk about how to read food labels and actually understand what's in your food. Ever looked at a food package and thought, what is all this stuff? Food labels can be tricky, but once you know what to check, you'll make smarter choices without the guesswork. 1. The ingredients list. First things first. Ingredients are listed in order of quantity, meaning the first ingredient is the most abundant. If the first thing you see is sugar, corn syrup, or palm oil, you might want to think twice. Second, serving size. The sneaky trick. Manufacturers often list unrealistically small serving sizes to make a product seem lower in calories. Take a bag of potato chips, for example. Serving size, 1 ounce, about 15 chips. Calories per serving, 160. Total servings per bag, 10. At first glance, 160 calories doesn't sound too bad, but who actually stops at 15 chips? If you eat half the bag, you're consuming 800 calories, not 160. This is why checking the total servings per package is key. What looks like a small number can add up fast. 3. Hidden sugars, not just sugar. Sugar goes by many names. High fructose corn syrup, cane juice, agave nectar, maltose, dextrose, the list goes on. If there are multiple types of sugar in a product, they're trying to spread it out across the ingredients list so it doesn't look like the main ingredient. 4. The natural and organic trap. Just because a label says natural or organic doesn't mean it's healthy. Organic cookies are still cookies. Natural flavors can still be made in a lab. Don't let marketing buzzwords fool you. Always check the full ingredient list. 5. What's actually good? Short ingredient lists. Fewer ingredients usually mean fewer additives. Recognizable ingredients. If you can't pronounce it, maybe think twice. Whole foods near the top. The best foods have real, recognizable ingredients first. Once you learn these tricks, you'll never look at food packaging the same way again. Time for the final test. Let's see what you've learned. Here's your final 5-question quiz. Are you a true food expert? You've just covered thousands of years of food history, busted some myths, and learned how to decode food labels. Not bad for a few minutes of your time. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe. There's plenty more to explore. Now, let's test what you've learned. Here's your final 5-question quiz. What was one of the first foods cultivated by ancient civilizations? Rice, potatoes, lettuce, fish? Which macronutrient is the body's main source of quick energy? Protein, fat, carbohydrates, vitamins? Why did medieval people value spices like pepper so much? They believed spices cured diseases. Spices were a symbol of wealth and helped preserve food. Spices were rare and only grown in Europe. Spices were considered sacred. What is one way food manufacturers hide added sugars in ingredient lists? They use different names for sugar to spread it out. They list sugar in bold letters. They add artificial coloring to mask the sugar. They only include sugar content on the back of the package. What is the key factor in determining what order ingredients appear in on a food label? Alphabetical order. By price, from most expensive to least. By how much of the ingredient is in the product. By how healthy the ingredient is. That's it. Whether you aced it or learned something new, that's what counts. If you liked this video, hit subscribe. There's a lot more to discover. See you in the next one.